The CoinSeries channel is pleased to have you back. Request from viewer is, what do you think will happen next? You can also comment your opinion. Thank you to all the subscribers of our CoinSeries. Who came to our channel CoinSeries? You will always be info with the latest CoinSeries news. Option 1, will there be a settlement of XRP and XRP? Option 2, where XRP will win. Option 3, where SEC will win. Please like my video and subscribe my channel. Because everyone seems to be wondering why I'm singled out Chris Larsen, I thought I'd check in with you and see how things are going. I would say the question is reasonable. Why? For the simple reason that Chris is, if not more so than Brad or David, someone I have raved about in numerous videos for his vision and business acumen. Now I'm stating it, he has to step down or the rope of war will be cut. Since the concern is valid, I guess I should address it. In this video, I'll tell you all the reasons why Chris Larsen no longer has my eternal respect. This is due to more than just his impaired state. Unexpected events do occur. Snafus can happen. Red Rover is incredibly difficult to contain since even a small amount of air can trigger its explosive behavior. Still, I'm not really enraged that he lost 200 million XRP. But that's only the beginning of all the naive things we're going to do. Since many have wondered, what exactly does the foundation do? I think it would be wise to start with discussing the XRP Ledger Foundation. What makes them important? The most recent strategy from Ripple is great, in my opinion. As if we were obligated to back it. On top of that, they have no idea what a great job the foundation is doing right now. Ripple staff have no business telling us how much more money the XRP Ledger Foundation needs, or offering advice on how to fix the existing mess. Additionally, I believe this exemplified the unheralded heroics present. On his boat, Chris Larsen instructs people on how to save energy. Obviously, though, it does not apply to him, his $2 million Porsche, or any of his whirlwinds. Plus, he can't use the 200 million XRP that were once his. Worse yet, he has no idea what's going on at all. Even though he doesn't own any XRP, he has the means to spend millions surveilling people in San Francisco. The issue wasn't spotted by Chris. Not to mention rippling. I know what you're thinking, the XRP Ledger Foundation. Now that Chris has been apprehended, Ripple is taking the lead in the investigation, although the XRP Ledger Foundation had started the probe in real time after a complete data transfer. The exact quantity of XRP that was released into circulation is a mystery, but it was enough to precipitate a 5% drop in price. During a period when prices were not falling, imagine if all 200 million were bought. What would happen then? What kind of damage could that do? Besides 200 million, Chris Larsen has a lot more XRP. He pilfered billions of dollars. Neglected to obtain authorization. I waited until the open coin was up for vote before I asked about it. In order to enrich himself, he pilfered XRP valued billions. Arthur Brito, his other companion, to his friend Jed McCaleb. They had that XRP taken from them. What if someone managed to get their hands on it despite its lack of safety? And that's it? Does XRP offer a, what kind of damage may it do? We are talking about consequences that will last a long time, perhaps permanent damage. The consequences of someone obtaining and selling all that XRP would have been catastrophic. The situation is extremely risky because there is just one person with such a big interest in the asset. And it's as simple as that. Anyone gaining access to his account would be completely unacceptable. This is completely ridiculous. I am deeply disappointed by this. He is not your average citizen, I can assure you. We have here somebody who held the position of Chief Executive Officer at Ripple at one point. My new role is that of a board member. Among the organization's highest-ranking officials, this individual is among the most senior. Plus, he can't use the 200 million XRP that were once his. Totally unbelievable. The great people over at the XRP Ledger Foundation observed this unfolding live and stopped it in its tracks. We are eternally grateful to them. It is for this reason that we do have a few watchers. I resemble this meme quite a bit. I will acknowledge the post by my pal the crypto meme guy. It seems like I'm asking Chris to put some space between himself and Ripple. It was Brad, of all people, who told me no. Why am I experiencing this emotion? Another debt that costs us 5% isn't the other one. SEC harassment wasn't the only thing that Ripple was the victim of. Furthermore, FinCEN has been the target of 2 major federal investigations, leaving many to question why. For what reason is this happening? Could this be a mere coincidence? We could be misled by Chris Larsen's lead. He is familiar with this. Think about his tenure as Chief Executive Officer of Prosper, a firm that re-entered the loan market while battling the SEC. According to Chris Larsen, a Silicon Valley entrepreneur, well, Mark, you should know a lot of what happened there if you bought XRP during this move. Complicated Incorporated is one example of an alternative lender. On the other hand, the SEC maintained that Prosper isn't a sham investment firm. What this means is that you can't help but feel threatened if you keep blaming your adversaries for everything that goes wrong. Chris Larsen seems to be accompanied wherever he goes by issues with the authorities. The business lost 9 months of operations and spent $4 million to meet SEC regulations. This is where you may observe all of Flourishing's major issues with the SEC. If FinCEN were to target any cryptocurrency company in the world, it would be Ripple. Staying upright is very acceptable to them. We are not the SEC, and the INSA will not be fooled. They took $400,000 in cash without filling out any paperwork, which is absurd. Also, they had to forego a semi-de minimis fine of $150,000. A $700,000 civil money penalty, that's a lot, but it wouldn't mean anything now. Still, FinCEN conducted a thorough assessment of Ripple's financial records before the company could launch, consuming significant time and resources. Chris Larsen's troubled history is not coincidental. He's been here pounding on your door for 10 cents at a time. He's been with Prosper, the SEC has kicked down their door, and now we see what happened with the SEC and Ripple. Afterwards, we found ourselves in a really precarious situation due to the regulations. Because Ripple is facing legal action, we could use all the help we can receive. It made a lot of people chuckle. The importance of standing together has dawned on them, and they are now waging this struggle shoulder to shoulder. We were shown that clearly. On behalf of multiple additional rallying persons, Coinbase submitted amicus filings. By the way, what does this man do for a living? He will lose $5 million due to his anti-Bitcoin campaign. Does that help with the growth of, in your opinion, cooperating with other people in the cryptocurrency industry, you know? Give Kraken Coinbase some thought. How much of Nance's revenue comes from Bitcoin when you think of them as a large US exchange? To put it another way, you're just making things worse. Avoid wasting time and energy on things that aren't essential. No matter how near Chris Larsen gets to Bitcoins, he will still not be allowed to code. There was none purpose to his campaign. On top of everything else, he's making things worse when they shouldn't. He may no longer be Ripple's chief executive officer, but when they hear Chris Larsen, that link is formed, and it's absurd. Here comes the absurd part. I am aware of 2 Ripple executives who would opt to invest in Bitcoin instead of their XRP holdings. Of course. Indeed, there is no room for debate on the subject. Oh, I beg you. What does this man do for a livelihood? Sky is a total moron when it comes to making trouble where none exists. Do you recall their little argument? It involved Jeb McCaleb. In his blog, it appeared. Those who hold the view that Ripples and XRP are great, the fact that this was assembled by Jeff should be remembered. Chris Larsen was hired by Jed following consultation with David Schwartz. Guess what? Jed was the one who thought of it. Money doesn't have to be mined. The public ledger is presented here. For some reason, it worries me. Chris Larsen was his opponent thereafter. Funny enough, Chris Larsen was one of the few people who thought it would be a good idea to have XRP valued billions of dollars. Chris was obviously the one who caused the explosion with Jed, because they all took XRP. It was unfortunate that everyone had to listen to Jed criticize the market in support of your company. It was a mistake to even have that XRP, instead, everyone should have used it to open currency. It was not rightfully theirs to claim. If you were upset with Chris for selling his XRP, you should have been unhappy with him for granting Jed access to it in the first place. It was completely unnecessary, and it makes no difference how many billions Chris has or does not have. You know what? After that, Chris spoke. I am entitled to it because they intend to target me specifically. It won't lead to anything. You are not authorized to take possession of the company's equity assets. He also befriended a number of enemies. Notable among the initial backers was Jesse Powell of Kraken. Being listed in the US was challenging for several reasons, including the fact that there were so many horrible currencies trading on US exchanges. With all those horrible currencies, what could you possibly buy? Because of XRP, many people were furious. I don't necessarily imply he stole it, but they're identical. He stole the company's typefaces and billions of XRP, which caused a lot of problems. Think about what piques his attention. Energy consumption is not something that will be lectured to you. Having said that, he is certainly not confined to owning a boat. Apologies, but he's pouring millions of dollars into unnerving surveillance systems in cities like New York and San Francisco to monitor citizens and things like that. Assuming he maintains his composure, he will allow you to establish policies. No matter what he does, a government regulator will eventually find fault with it. To get into problems with FinCEN. Furthermore, the SEC appears unfazed by the volume of questionable crypto activities happening right now. But this man? He's hard to resist. Hopefully, that makes it clear that I think this person's involvement with the board will have a growing impact as time goes on. There will be troubles and commotion continually. His departure is imminent. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. Please like and subscribe as always. Muchas gracias, depart.